Welcome to Memphis Matters. I'm Dee Dee Koen, and on Today with Me, I am introducing a new song, a new wave of music, which is called Madam Butterfly. And on today, I have Capri Compton and Dre Infinite. How y'all doing? Let's start with you, Dre.
Yeah, how's it going? How's it going? How's everybody doing?
We're doing
I'm
fine. What about you, Capri?
Doing great. Happy to be here. Thank you.
I am so happy to have you all. I'm gonna tell
Thank
you, I've been playing your music on VEGERadio.com, and
Oh,
it aired Sunday at 6 o'clock my time. I'm in Memphis.
okay.
You know, the city, the city and the home of the blues and rock
Yeah.
and roll. And now I got hip opera. Okay. Hip
Yes.
opera,
yay.
and I'm jamming it. I am jamming it, y'all.
Oh,
And I
Thank
want you
you.
all to listen to the beginning of the show and just listen all the way out this week because you're on the air, so you can see how I have blended you in with Willow and Beyonce and Ronald Isley and all these fat,
Ooh.
these
oh,
fat, these
wow.
fat music because
Oh, wow.
I got the ear and it was a blessing. Because when
Thank
I
you. Thank
introduce y'all,
you.
it's like, how you come out with this fantastic production.
Thank you.
Fantastic production. So tell me something about you, Capri. I know you're an opera singer and you've been in the
Yeah.
most best places in the country from LA to New York. So tell me
Yeah.
about what.
Yeah. I started out as a young girl from my mom was an opera singer in Los Angeles, and she started teaching me and had me work with her teachers. And I just started singing opera and really have a love for it and love for classical music. But at the same time, wanted to get it out there and have have it more relatable to people,
Mhm.
like a more mass audience. And I heard Gangster's Paradise on the radio, and it sounded like Madam Butterfly. And anyway, a friend, Ojiki from Warner Brothers, that I knew Dre, and I told him this idea of let's combine it and see if it might work. And then he introduced me to Dre, and then Dre brought the whole thing to life and made this dream happen. Yeah.
Yes. I was excited to do it.
So
Very
Dre,
excited.
tell me,
Yes.
how, well, I know you're a big time producer, okay? So tell me about that and tell me how you all came to the combination, the combining of such a song.
Actually, it was a lot of time in the studio. Like when Capri first, well, she told the idea to Ojiki, and he brought it to me, and he was, are you interested? I'm like, man, I'm always interested. I mean, it's classical music in a sense. So, it's the kind of the music I grew up on as far as like, back in the day, we used to be able to have band class and orchestra class and jazz class and all those various genres of music and have the instruments. So it was a great opportunity for me to get involved with that. And the uh, the whole idea of just adding the street element, which is but just the drum part to an aria, I had to take on the challenge. So, Capri knew a couple of great composers, and we were able to get with them and come up what we came up with.
Now you do rap, and I've listened. You are telling a story. Tell me about the story.
The story is about a young Japanese geisha girl who
Okay.
fell in love with a soldier, and it's during wartime, so it was kind of hard for them to be together. He did get redeployed and have to go back out, and this is the story of their love between each other. And Caprice is singing it in Italian in the aria, and I am translating in hip hop. If there's a such thing as translating hip hop, translate to hip. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. So tell me this. I see your background.
Yes.
All right. Let's go back there for a minute. Tell me something
Yeah.
about that. How, you know, I know it was kind
I
of hard.
started
Okay, go ahead.
Capri or myself?
You.
Me.
Mhm.
Started off as a writer. I did a couple of writes. I don't know if you remember Paperboy. He had that song called Diddy many moons ago. Uh, I got signed to Ruthless Records by the legendary Eazy-E. Unfortunately, doing the production of my album, Eric passed. Ruthless did allow me to get out of my deal. So from there, I just kind of buried myself in the studio because I've always wanted to be a sound engineer.
Mhm.
So I just buried myself in the studio. And burying myself in the studio, I came across a lot of great musicians, artists, writers, fellow producers, other engineers. So I decided to stay independent for a while. And then again, working in the studio, Coolio walks in. I've known Coolio since I was like 16. So Coolio walks in, he goes, "Man, you know how to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, I got a full facility, no engineer." And he goes, "Why don't you come work for me?" And I'm like, "So you just want me to leave where I'm at and come work with you?" And he was like, "You can put your own price on it." And he wanted a certain percentage, and the percentage was fair enough. Well, I walked away from the other studio.
All right.
And from there, we ended up having a 20-year relationship up until his demise. He did take me around the world. So I've seen a lot of places because of that man. And I got a full understanding of music around the world, not just, being from Cleveland or from Long Beach or the Compton area, because those are my three backgrounds. And it was just different, and even seeing different parts of the US and hearing music from different parts of our own country um, was an experience, and meeting people, it's another thing. You learn to become more of a versatile writer and producer when you get out of your backyard.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to have that happen.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You
Yes,
and
appreciate
Capri
it.
are doing a fabulous job. A fabulous job. I just love it. And Miss
Thank-
Capri, I want you to tell me something about that, your adventures and your studies while, especially the fact that you sang on the soundtrack with Batman. Don't think I didn't do my homework now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, I was singing opera, and I had been in an opera company in New York and also with LA Opera a little bit, both Tri-Cities Opera. And I was doing Carmen, and some people from Warner Brothers were there and saw me and heard me. And then they brought me over to Warner Brothers, and I started singing on many films, which was absolutely amazing. I worked with Danny Elfman, John Crigliano, a million people, and got to do solos on 3 Batman movies and an opera aria in Beetlejuice, which that to me was my most incredible thing.
So when you say Beetlejuice,
Yeah,
they had two characters, Lydia and Delia. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I'm Delia.
Well, oh,
And my cousin is Lydia, so we just
oh my
love
God.
that movie.
Oh my God. Well,
So
oh
I've
good.
heard you. I've heard you.
Yes, when she's writing the suicide note, an opera aria comes on, and that would be me.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, very exciting. And I worked with um I did a movie on camera too with Steven Soderbergh, and just got to do amazing things, and did Second City. I kind of ventured out, did musical comedy, did stand up uh solo one woman shows at the Zephyr Theater, and you know, I just kind of got all over the place.
Well, it was important, and it is important to me that my audience knows that it just didn't happen. Because a lot of
Right.
our people nowadays, our youth and our young adults, like I say again, I'm an OG, and I just love
I know.
saying that.
I'm
I
there
just
with
love
you.
saying that. I'm an
I
OG.
love I love saying it too.
Yeah, yeah. Because then we have experienced enormous changes and witnessed enormous changes in music.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important to me that you all discussed your background and your experience, because it just didn't happen overnight on TikTok.
No, no,
Right.
it will not.
And
Right.
when you hear the music, I'm a musician too, and this was my way of contributing and doing what I love to do, just in another form.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very much aware of production and classical music. And so it's, it's not something that you just wake up one morning and it happens. This is something over amount of years, and I applaud you all for sticking with it and getting to this point, because
Yeah.
I think you got a hit
You.
record.
Oh, thank you.
I
It
really-
has been. Dre and I worked on this years ago. I don't want to say, but years ago, and it's been a work in progress. So thank you for bringing that up.
The production, the sound, the rap, I can understand it. And I'm just now getting into hip hop. I've been mesmerized by hip hop with Dougie, what is it? Fresh Dougie, Fresh. Anyway, I done met them all, okay?
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh and
Yeah.
what's this other guy? Can and the Can people.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah. Oh, I had so much fun with him. You have to look at some of the videos on my TikTok page, but
Definitely will.
Oh, fun.
and they was in Memphis talking about the crime situation, and these guys are legends, and I know that hip hop was not made to turn into killing people and speaking bad things about
No,
women,
it wasn't.
you know. That
It was
wouldn't.
a voice. It was an outlet. It was a voice of the people from the street. Um, we all know that, things changed in the industry from sources we have no control over, that wanted to change the dynamic of hip hop and rap because the voice was getting too strong. And as you can still see how influential it is, even to this day, the dynamics of how it turned to a voice of the people telling your story, to now it's uh, sex, drugs, and rock and roll now, so to speak. And you can still see the influence of hip hop. I mean, all you have to do is all it takes is one person to change the narrative, and everybody else will follow suit, and it'll change. People will follow again. But the narrative and the message of hip hop has changed. It is now a money machine.
Oh,
So we know how that works. When anything is about money, morals is out of it. So it's money over morals. So that's what happens now.
I
Yeah,
see.
and that's where we're at now with the music. So I'm very grateful that this project is getting the attention that it's getting, and people are starting to understand the sound of music. It's they're understanding that, yeah, this was done without auto tune. This was done without Melodyne. Oh yeah, that's a real musician playing those sounds. Oh yeah, that's a real opera singer. That's not arcade hooked. So I'm very proud of the record, and I'm looking forward to releasing more and to continue to educate this generation on musicality.
Awesome, awesome. Let me say thank
Yeah.
you to both of you all. And I would like for each one of you to please say one at a time, um, you're listening to Memphis Matters, and I'm Capri Compton.
You're listening to Memphis Matters, and I'm Capri Compton.
Wonderful.
Hey, what's up? It's your man Dre Infinite, and you're listening to Memphis Matters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, love it, love it, love it. I greet you today with love in my heart, and I want you to have a wonderful day on today,
Yes,
okay? Thank you for joining
yes.
Memphis Matters.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you very
All
much.
right. Bye-bye
All
now.
right. Bye.